Hi, Mike Mancini, helping you market, simplify, and impact your business. Now, as a lot of you know, I actually run a Google Ads agency. That is my job. I work with dozens of clients each and every week, and we help get them business online using Google Ads. Now, we help do that by driving traffic either to their e-commerce business where people can make instant purchases, or we do it for lead generation for, getting them phone calls and email leads for new jobs. Now, for as long as I've had this business, I've had the opportunity to work with hundreds of businesses, and they all come to me in one of two situations. First, they've tried Google Ads. Google Ads didn't work for them because they set it up for themselves. It was managed poorly or not managed at all. Maybe they had a bad experience with an agency, whatever it might be. They have some experience with Google Ads, and usually it's pretty negative. On the other hand, are people who have come to us and they've never tried Google Ads. Now, a lot of the time they will say, well, we know another business owner who has had great success with it. We've heard a lot about it. We're looking for other ways to market our business. We want to find out more. So everybody really falls into one of those two categories. So when they do come to me, there's a lot of the time a lot of misinformation or just maybe something that used to be true that's not anymore. So I thought I'd play a little bit of fact or fiction and give you some ideas of what we're talking about. So the first one is people come to me and say, you know what, we tried it, Google Ads just doesn't work. And that is fiction. Google is a massive business and the majority of their income is made on these ads. Now the thing is that if these ads didn't work, Google would not be getting any more business from people. However, if the ads are not set up correctly or managed correctly, you are going to have a very difficult time getting a good return on investment if you get one at all. So just because it didn't work for you one time or because you had a bad experience with an agency does not mean it won't work for you ever. With that said, Google Ads, I will tell you right now, is not good for every kind of business. For example, I got started in this business because I had an online t-shirt company and I needed to market my business. So I threw it out there and used Google Ads. And all of a sudden, within like 6 months, I was literally all over the world, all 50 states. I was everywhere and I did it all with Google Ads. Now, at that time, I was getting clicks from anywhere between 3 cents and 40 cents. Well, when I'm selling a t-shirt for $20, I can make that work. But as time has gone on, clicks get more expensive. There's more competition out there. Google understands what you're selling and price points on it. They're not going to give away those clicks for free. So as times have changed, it's become much more difficult to market businesses with smaller price points. And in fact, I had the opportunity to work with another t-shirt company years after I sold my business. And to be honest with you, it didn't work. And the reason is that instead of getting clicks for 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, the clicks were now running $2 or $3. You almost have to convert every click or every other click for that to be profitable for you. So businesses with a smaller price point, it's probably not a good fit. However, you can have a smaller price points as long as your average order value is higher. So maybe you sell a bunch of $10 or $20 items, but if your average order is $60, $70, $80, then it might be something for you to look at. But when somebody says Google Ads doesn't work, that is fiction. Next, Google Ads is expensive. Now, I don't like to do this, but this can be one of those instances where it is fact and it is fiction. And what I mean by that is, if you do not do Google Ads correctly, meaning if you don't set them up the right way, if you are not targeting the right people, and if you are not giving those people that click your ads a good user experience, Google measures every step of that, and they're going to actually increase your costs. And the reason that they do that is they want people to click on an ad and have a good experience. Because if you click on those ads and you don't, and this continues to happen, you are not going to click on those ads anymore, and they know this. So if people go to your ads and they click and they get to the page and they make a purchase, or they spend time on that page, they scroll down it. As Google measures all of that, they determine if that was a good user experience. The better experience that person has, the cheaper it's going to be for you to advertise. Google Ads is expensive. That is a fact when it's not done correctly. If it is done correctly it doesn't have to be nearly as expensive as probably some of the numbers you've heard. Fact or fiction, Google Ads is quick. That is absolutely 100% fact. And what I mean by quick is you can put your ads up in front of somebody in minutes. Now, it does take time to build these ads up and do it correctly. It does take time to sort through the settings and make sure it's all done correctly so that you're going to give that person that great customer experience. But once you turn those ads on, they have to go through an approval process. Sometimes it's almost instantaneous. Other times it might take, a half hour to an hour. But once those ads are live, you can literally start getting traffic and sales just like that. With that said, I tell everybody to be patient. And what I mean by patient is I try to set expectations and say, listen, these ads are going to be up there instantaneously. But as a provider, I need to make sure that everything is done correctly. And a lot of things happen when ads are turned on. A lot of things can go wrong. A lot of adjustments need to be made. So yes, while you can start getting sales that day or the next day, I try to tell everybody, listen, be patient. This does take time. There are changes that we have to make on our end to manage those ads. So you know what? We'd like to see you start getting leads within the first week, of course. We'd like to see you getting sales as fast as possible because we want to give you a return on your investment. But a lot of the time people are told, oh my gosh, it works so quickly. It's so fast. You won't believe it. You're going to turn it on and you're going to be a millionaire. That is fiction. It is a process. The people who are having the most success with Google Ads are the people who have been doing it for quite a while. Meaning they have turned it on. They have made changes. They have implemented new keywords. They've taken out what's not working. They are evolving. Those are the people that have great success with Google Ads. The clients that we have worked with in the past that have poor success are the ones expecting to come in, turn it on, and all of a sudden they're going to have to hire 5 more people. That's just not the case. We try to set expectations correctly, but those people who come to us thinking that it's going to be a magical pill, that their business is all of a sudden going to be successful, that is not the case. You still have to provide a great product or a great service. You still have to answer the phone when people call. You still have to fill orders in a timely manner once they're placed. Google Ads can only get you potential customers. You still have to follow through. And the clients that are very short term with us are the ones that come in thinking it's that magic pill, thinking it's going to fix their business, and they're very emotional about it. It's a last ditch effort to save their company. You need to come in thinking this is an opportunity for long-term growth, and you need to have some patience. You need to think of Google Ads as an investment. You need to pay to have it set up correctly so that somebody has taken the time and understands how to do it right. Because if you set them up incorrectly, you're right, Google Ads will not work for you at all. But if you have the patience to go through and make sure that somebody gets it set up correctly, if you have the patience to say, you know what, this is going to take some time. We understand that this can work. We understand it's not going to take forever. We understand that, you know what, over time, this is going to get better and better and better and better. Those are the clients that have worked with us for 4 years or longer. Over 50% of our clients have been with us for 4+ years. Over 73% of our clients have been with us for 3+ years. A lot of the other clients are still working their way up with us, but the clients that actually bring those numbers down are the ones that come in emotional. They come in having to make a change right now. They are stressed. They are completely freaked out because something is not going right with their business and they need to make a change. We don't sign contracts for people. We don't make them say, hey, you need to sign a contract for a year, because if we're not doing our job, I wouldn't expect anybody to do business with us. We like 60 to 90 days to really get it dialed in. Does that mean that you're going to have to wait 60 days to make money? Absolutely not. Typically, most clients are making money back within a week. But to really get it dialed in, to really get it churning, it does take time. That time is because we need statistics in the account. We have to see these numbers to know where to make changes. So yes, that is fact. Google Ads does take patience. Here's another one. Google Ads gets better with time. That is a fact. Now, For it to get better with time, somebody needs to be managing those ads. People's search patterns change. For example, 5 years ago, we used to put the zip codes in with searches. People used to do a search for, I need a plumber in 55317. They would put their zip code in. Nowadays, they understand that Google will give them location results, and people start typing in things like plumber near me. As times have changed, we have to always be evolving. We have to be changing with it. We need to be taking out keywords and ads that don't work and replacing them or trying new ones, and always trying to basically take the next step up and make our ads more successful. If you start a campaign and you turn it on and it starts to build up, eventually it's going to plateau. And if you don't make any changes, over time, it's just going to slowly drop. With every campaign, there's going to be roller coasters. Sometimes it's a seasonality dip. Sometimes it could be because of the economy or a specific industry is running into troubles. It is a roller coaster, but the whole idea is to keep the trajectory going in the right direction. So yes, fact, Google Ads does get better with time. Here's the next one, and it's a biggie. Whoever pays the most gets the top spot. That is 100% fiction. Remember previously when I spoke about the fact that Google Ads wants people to have a great experience? If you and I have the same business and we are competing for the same customer, can I come up above you by paying more? Absolutely. But how long am I going to be able to do that for? If my customers are clicking on an ad and they are not converting, Google is going to notice that and they're going to start charging me more. So for example, you might be paying $2 a click. I could be paying 10. Can I afford to keep paying that? Maybe. Do I want to? Not a chance. And so while you might see some companies out there who are just outspending to basically be above the second guy, that absolutely does happen, but it doesn't happen for long because Google will keep driving those prices up until that person falls off the map. They want that good user experience. And something else to understand about being in the top place. The top place doesn't always win. Sometimes the top spot gets more tire kickers than anything. It really depends on your business. It depends on how you structure your ads, what you're saying in your ads, and what in the experience once somebody clicks on it. Sometimes being in the second spot or third spot is actually better. Now, there are a ton of instances when we market for companies where we're competing against national franchises. We're competing against companies that there is no way possible that we can keep up with them advertising wise. But you know what? Our ads are actually coming up above them. And I promise you, we are paying less per click than they are. And the reason is that we have shown Google that we are following their rules. We are giving that person a great customer experience. And when people are clicking on the ads, they're finding what they're looking for and they're taking action. Google is recording all of that information and they know when somebody finds what they're looking for. They will reward us for doing a good job. And last, Google Ads is scary. That is 100% a fact. Well, for most of us anyway. I know that when I turn an account on, whether it's my account or a client's, I still get butterflies in my stomach. Why? Because it's somebody's money. I want every account to come flying out of the gate. Does it always happen? No, it doesn't. But that's where we lean on our experience and years of digging into these accounts to figure out what's wrong and problem solving. But it still gives me the jitters when I turn an account on because I know that I'm spending somebody else's money and I want to do the best job possible. But if you've ever turned Google Ads on, there is a little pit in the bottom of your stomach that I think everybody that's done this business has felt at one time or another. And it's your business. You are investing into something and you're really hoping that it works. You're trusting that it's going to work. And you might have invested a significant amount of money into it. Whether it's a new piece of equipment, whether it's hiring a bunch of people, whatever it might be, you're taking a risk. And I feel that risk every time I turn somebody's campaign on. But I think that's one thing that's important, is that it's not just a campaign to us. It's somebody else's business that they've given us the opportunity to come into. They've honored us with the chance to go in and see the inner workings of their business and help them out and hopefully help take their business to the next level. So if this video helped you out, please do me a favor, hit that like button below. It really helps us in the eyes of YouTube. And if you want to see some more Google Ads videos, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you'll be notified of when we release new videos. If you have any other fact or fiction questions, do us a favor, hit us up in the comments below. I do try to answer every single one. And if you are looking for help with your Google Ads, whether it's a setup, management, if you're just looking for somebody to come in and take a look at it and offer suggestions, so consulting, we also train companies. We go in and train their staff on how to do Google Ads. I'll put a link down in the description area below. Please get in touch with us. I'd love the opportunity to speak with you. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, over to the right-hand side, you will see some of our other popular Google Ads videos. Appreciate you watching. Hope to see you next time.